hot, baby.
This is the Dude Bros podcast.
I'm traveling light. It's the only way to fly. Denmark has put out an ad, Danish people doing their makeout thing, and it's a PSA to say, hey, you shouldn't make babies with other white people, because somewhere down the line that's inbreeding. So we've got this mass wave of immigrants coming in here, and you need to get with them. The official government propaganda videos putting out says they need to have kids with non-whites. So there's a backlash in Daneland right now due to some of the...
Since there's a lot of white people there. A lot. Well, wasn't Denmark having a lot of issues with their immigration and riots and murder and violent and rapings?
That has been across the board. There's been issues. Specifically Ireland, UK, there's been a lot of stuff.
No. Ireland's fine. They just got a new president that was won by a landslide. No. The liberal one. The one that actually nobody probably voted for. That one. Their new president. So she can, make all the new immigration policies and put them in law instead of just being,
It's about to get real.
Look, have you seen? Ireland's been basically on fire for the past 6 months. And somehow they get this libtard president in who wins by a landslide. It kind of reminds me of one of those elections we had around here not too long ago where he got 20 million more votes than any other president ever.
That's not the most fraudulent election in history. That actually goes back to Liberia. And I don't know if you're familiar with this. I'm sorry if I'm putting out a factoid that's irrelevant. So for your face, this is going to be great. So, in the 1927 Liberian election, the president was Charles D.B. King. He went against a guy named Thomas Faulkner, I believe. Faulkner. There was like 15,000 registered voters, and the official results showed King getting 243,000 votes, and Faulkner got 9,000 votes. So I don't know if you're good with math or whatever, but that's a voter turnout in excess of like 1,600%. As many people lived in the entire nation.
So they put an extra zero when they weren't supposed to, huh?
I guess math wasn't necessarily the strong suit, or it was the really strong suit.
Wow. That is something.
Yeah, but fun little factoid that you just triggered there.
Google that, yeah.
Liberia. But so it puts some of that fraudulent stuff into perspective. Although I did see, as of a couple hours ago, old DJT is sending out officials to. I'm trying to think of the thing that I can say that will not flag us.
Good luck.
Putting state officials there to ensure that the election process is good.
Oh.
And there's definitely going to be some backlash to that. So it's about to get... Once that kind of really hits the media circuit, which maybe when this actual episode is airing, so a little bit after Samhain or Samhain is the whitey whites say of it, Yeah. Be interesting. But a lot of that. More and more churn up. You've seen movies like District 9. There was a movie with Hugh Jackman that had some robo-fighting and stuff on there. Well, that's a thing that actually does take place in other areas. And look at this cool footage right here of people. But, yeah. So, that's something that... actually seeing that in a place where you were raised to believe that people didn't have access to water or electricity, and then you're like, oh, they're fighting each other in robots.
Yeah. Well, I'll tangent on that. It's funny because I've seen footage of what you're talking about, and it is thoroughly impressive and terrifying at the exact same time. But it reminds me of the Discovery Channel. They've got a Robot Wars channel where all the guys take their little robots and put a flamethrower on it or a spinning disc and destroy the other robots.
That was on, you said Discovery Channel, right? Yeah.
They've got, I mean, it's a whole Champions League brackets, champion at the end of the year thing. They get a big bolt as the big trophy at the end of the year. But that's just a diet version of what's, to tangent on that.
Right.
Like, they're planting that seed here. Don't worry. Eventually, these robots will be a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit cooler.
I think it'll be sooner than you think. The popular sitcom, How I Met Your Mother, one of the favorite hobbies of we'll say the dudes in that group was going to the Robot Wars shows, or I don't know if they called it Robot Wars or BattleBots or some name there, but you knew exactly what it was, and you got to see their over the top enthusiasm for it. So that was
like you're watching Gladiators.
All the drone shows in China, and they might have got hit with the EMP, and then we had a massive catastrophe that...
No, they said nobody was injured or hurt or died.
Well, luckily, they're just so Johnny on the spot there, because I think if there would have been a single casualty, that might be called an act of and might get some world attention. Yeah. I actually can't say that word either, probably, but anyway. Saudi Arabia has a stadium that's over 1,000 feet in the sky, I just didn't want people to think we have a China bias, saying that only China has all this super advanced stuff.
I've never seen that. That is awesome.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh. Have you seen the line that they built out there?
That's like some Quidditch shit from Harry Potter, dude.
Yeah, but have you seen, the line? You've heard of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've delved into that way too deep.
They've made significant progress with that. And if you want to look at a picture, we'll say... So my lifetime or whatever, if you want to go 30, 35 years, whatever, just go back not too far or whatever, and then look and see what has changed.
Oh my God, dude. When you look at what they have terraformed there, like shit that you just shouldn't be able to do. Like building your own islands, your own peninsulas, your own little... One of the coolest things about, I won't say coolest things, it's almost terrifying. As I read and who knows whether the statistics are right on, but I read a thingy that said the line is absorbing 65% of the steel being produced in the world right now is going to the line. That's fucking terrifying.
Where else would it go? It's not like we're building shit.
Have any more of those whistleblowers shot themselves in the back of the head recently, or?
Well, if I can get this up there. I think this guy's about truth.
Our trickery will work on the enemy. And those are directed energy weapons of where we do intersecting beams or focused beams into the atmosphere. And notice they're always in the atmosphere to excite the electron orbitals of the oxygen and nitrogen in our atmosphere. And it causes a glow and it causes ionization. That ionization shows up on radar and it's like a cat laser pointer. And we're making planes chase them.
That's exactly how they describe these things moving, like laser pointers.
Yeah, and so we can do it in 3 space. We can make it look like...
In 3-dimensional space.
Yeah, and we can make it look like an entire fleet is about to drop bombs on, let's say, Europe, and then just have them disappear. And they get all their planes up in the air, and we attack them from the other direction, assuming we're attacking Europe.
Who was doing this? The Navy, you said?
Somebody. Let's just say a group. A group,
And you know this for a fact.
I know for a fact, yeah. So anyway, don't tell your guests.
A group within the U.S. government.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave it at that. Yes.
And is this something that could be seen with the naked eye? Or
yes,
is this something
because it glows. It glows. So it would be seeable, you can see it by the naked eye, and it would leave a radar trace. So it's perfect as a deception. And it involves the voice of God weapons that I was talking about.
Project Bluebeam.
And this got leaked. So it probably won't have the effect, and they probably won't do it. But if you wanted to bring the world together, as President Reagan said in several UN speeches, you would have a common enemy, like evil aliens attacking. We forget our differences and we fight against it.
So we wouldn't look at each other as Chinese or Russian or American. We look at each other as Earthlings.
As humans. Yeah, as Earthlings. And so that was Project Bluebeam, was to trick the human race into believing either God is coming down
or we're being invaded.
Right. But,
Yeah, that's really neat because one of the more recent Spider-Man movies as the one with Gyllenhaal in it. He's the bad guy, Mysterio, Mysterion, one of those. And his whole thing is deception. You know, he can make you see stuff that's not really there, and you know, oh, here's a spooky ghost, but here, well, in this thing, they had drones that could cluster, you know, fly in formation, but also project an image around that cluster. So if you wanted Godzilla to pop up in the city, Godzilla could pop up in the city.
Wait, so does he have a superpower, or is he just rich and has all the tech to make that? Okay.
The second part. Rich has the tech, but not only can these little drones project images, they got little missile launchers in there too. So when the fake Godzilla goes to swing at the building, we're going to shoot the missile and it blows up and it looks like Godzilla hit the building. But in reality, it's a cluster of drones and you're shooting explosives and blowing shit up. But people a mile away is like, oh, Godzilla, run!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sharon.
Oh, yeah, Sharon. Oh,
Yeah, fake alien invasion.
Fake alien invasion, Sharon. Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Everybody's gonna die. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
If we want to stay in that vein, do you remember anything ever about Flight 513? It was this plane that took off from, I believe, Brazil. Basically fully loaded, went up, didn't report any issues, doesn't land. Like 35 years go by, this plane comes and lands, and it's full of skeletons. Now, I've seen reports that say this is all a hoax and this is, you know, an internet meme going around there.
I'm almost positive that there's a TV show based around this exact.
Oh, I haven't seen this, but I will say I have also seen the actual documents, the incident report, and they still have that plane in a hangar, and it's in Iowa, where most of the things that we go to lock away end up in.
Hmm.
Just like most of the internet is in Iowa, and almost all of the internet goes to this one little small part of Virginia. So if you want to talk about real world aspects of why there is not going to be a large scale like nuclear attack on Washington DC or in the greater Virginia area, for instance, unless it's from a very small rogue thing or from our own nation, it doesn't make sense, because doing so would absolutely disable the internet, which you might have heard of it. A lot of people use it for some different things, so it would disrupt some stuff.
Yeah.
But just interesting. Most of the data, like, there's no cloud, it doesn't float up there, you know, the picture you took, every phone recording you've ever made, all of that stuff is all in a physical location in Iowa.
It's funny the stuff they put in the movies that translates to real life.
So tell me what you're talking about, because I have not seen the movie about this plane, or TV show or movie, because either way I would probably be interested.
Well, the TV show and the movie, I was going with two different points. The TV show, there's absolutely a TV show that my wife watches that has a plane that disappears for, I think, 5 or 10 years and then lands again, and these people haven't aged. But it's very much on that same thread.
Is it U.S. or is it foreign?
U.S.
Okay.
So, I think it's called, oh goodness, I'll butcher it if I try to think about it. If I ask my wife, she'd know. But anyway, but there's a whole lot of quantum stuff, we'll say, you know, having memories that aren't your memories, but they are your memories. Just a lot of neat stuff there. But on the other tangent I was saying, as far as everything being somewhere, it's not just up in the cloud. One of the Captain America movies, the evil doctor, that helped build the Hydra and all that stuff. Well, he got sick, but to preserve himself, he put all of his thoughts, memories, himself into tapes and, what do you call it? Oh, goodness, the old stuff.
Tape?
There's a word for it, though. Anyway, it was an entire bunker of these stations, his servers, that he could
So
basically
it's just his life on film, just
correct,
miles
but it's
and
still
miles of
him.
it, yeah.
You know, and it has such a intelligence to it that it can respond to things. It's a living, breathing machine, basically.
Well, I mean, like I said, that was, especially with that technology, if you're saying that it's all on tape, I mean, that's literal miles and miles and miles of
Right.
tape. So a huge facility to store all that and
Mhm.
keep everything running, which is interesting concept. Let's lean into that a little bit more. Utility prices, they're going up, and most of that is to offset the use of all of this AI that is requiring more and more processing. And it's interesting to me that, you're building these huge facilities that need all this water to keep it cooled and have all this power going to it to do all these processings that realistically, there's a meme going around, so I'm not trying to say this is original or not, but the saying is you can get the same thing out of a Twix bar and a hit of meth or something like that. But
Right.
I think the real lens you need to look at with that is that there is a tremendous amount of processing that goes into the most mundane task, and with everything else in this life, so much stuff is wasted because people are dumb. Well, or not just even lazy, like they literally don't understand the
ignorant. Yeah.
ChatGPT, what color is the best Skittle?
I saw a meme 2 days ago, and it was like kids in school 20 years from now. It's like, what's your name? And it's like, I can't answer that. GPT is down. I don't know. It's just that's end game, right? Just mouth breathers.
Yeah, we'll be thinned out before then, hopefully.
Well, I just think it's interesting that China's decided that instead of trying to cool these servers and supercomputers and all that, they're just going to put them in the water now.
Put them in the water.
So, when they go bad and leaks all the bad stuff in the water, it's just, it's fine. We kept our computers cool, though.
Well, I mean, realistically, there's much worse and much more always being put out there already. From their perspective, how they're looking at it.
Yeah. Why not add to the pot,
And it's also viewed as a aggressive tactic. That's the same reason you have Chinese fishing vessels all over the world. They're actually, so you've seen the U.S. blowing up boats, loaded with cocaine and all that. Have you seen the U.S. blowing up fishing boats? Argentina blowing up fish, like literally.
No, those are drug boats. They got drugs underneath.
No. I'm pretty sure all over the world, almost every nation is sinking Chinese fishing vessels because they don't fish in their waters. They're sending it everywhere else on the planet, and they're depleting everybody else's fish stores while theirs can repopulate and continue to grow healthily.
So when Trump says he's just killing the drug dealers, he's actually just fuck China. Yeah.
I'm not saying
it's a bad thing. I don't want them to eat all my fish either.
Well, I'm just saying they're absolutely sinking drug boats too, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, you got to get rid of that competition.
Yeah, but you can throw a bale of cocaine after you blow the fisherman. Yeah, there it is, right there. It's floating in the water. You get a picture of that?
What is this, Dave Chappelle? Sprinkle a little crack on it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
I liked his response, old Trumpy Poo. And they were like, so do you expect, are you going to go through Congress to get approval for blowing up all these fishing boats? And he's like, no, we're just going to kill people bringing drugs into our country. It's fine. Next question. That was it.
On that note, I saw a video. This is one of them viral videos. And it was in Kansas City. And it's this black lady. She's, ordering, I think, wings or something up there. And this little baggie of white powder falls out, right on the ground there. And the dude behind her, he's like, "Man, I think you dropped your stuff, right?" And so she gets it and puts it up there. She's like, "I appreciate that." And the man's an officer because you're watching his body cam. He said, "I'm not messing with you." He said, "I'm off to. I'm just getting lunch right now." She's like, "I appreciate that. I got 3 grandbabies I got to get back to. They at the house alone."
Oh, God.
And you see the other dude behind her just shaking his head, and everybody in there just the cop doesn't do anything, though. Not going to investigate, not going to do that because that would be police brutality or aggression or whatever the hell. But just that kind of stuff is truly baffling to me.
You dropped your crack, ma'am.
Yeah, excuse me, ma'am. You dropped your crack. I know you need to retrieve that so you can.
So you go home to your grandbabies and smoke the crack while you're not watching your grandbabies.
Well, I mean, they're home alone. I don't know if the lack of supervision is better or worse than her there being cracked out, but
what a world we live in.
They'll probably be getting some wings though, so that's something going for them. But yeah, like what the hell, man?
What is life? Jeez.
What is life? Oh man. Sorry.
Man, you dropped your crack. You dropped your crack. I'm getting my coffee. I'm not on duty right now. I'm on my 15. But can you get your crack so a child doesn't pick it up? Thank you.
Please, ma'am. And then right before that, I had seen there's like 7 or 8. It's just these junkies, needles, and they're trying to make some transaction, like dude on the bike coming up there to come get his dope and whatnot. And they're right up against this chain link fence and kind of on the sidewalk, just blocking the road of the sidewalk. And the camera goes out a little bit, and you see the school crossing sign right there, the school crosswalk, the school in the building, like they're on school property right here. And it's like one of the school administrators going up there, and she's cussing them out and everything, but she handled it very well. She's like, you need to get your drugs and go. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, could you not fucking record me? She mocks me, goes, oh, could you not fucking do drugs on school property? Like, just ragging them. It just sends them off. But she put them all out there, and she effectively despawned the dopers.
Right.
Just be
and that's
gone.
hard to do.
Yeah, that's what I was impressed.
Yeah,
because it was a resolution that was, mostly peaceful overall. Like actually mostly peaceful.
Right.
No cars had to be lit on fire to meet that qualification this time. But
we didn't have to rob the CVS to get our.
But props to her, because at the end of the day, you really need to look outside of your own selfish perspective. I don't care if, like I said, I'm very libertarian in that aspect. Do whatever the hell you want to do. That's your body. You do what you want to do to it. But there's a good point. You were on school property with children. There are literal needles and crap all on the ground there. You could have them get in contact with that, get whatever disease you or any of your people there have, get the drug itself put into them, or just get damage from a needle that is clean. All of these are things.
What kind of doper you are. Have some fucking respect for the kids, man. Right. Go one corner down. How piece of a shit do you have to be? And I agree with you. If you're going to do whatever, do it. My own dad was a terrible addict, died. It's what killed him. You know what I'm saying? If that's your thing, fine. Do it away from me. I don't want to see you do that shit. I don't want to see you shooting up on the fucking corner. Have the little bit of respect you have left in your body. Use it to go fuck off somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems like that has been what I have noticed change in the culture of society is there really is not shame anymore.
No.
And not just for, we're saying, the
across
drugs
the
there.
board.
Exactly, across the
yeah, there's no shame. The people over-ask, and this is people close to you. These are the people you care about. Almost everybody. It's just scary. Like, people have exactly what you said, no shame. And
shame's good, like a little.
They're a little,
healthy shame.
Exactly. I don't understand how people can't have at least enough respect for themselves not to present a piece of shit to the world. You know what I'm saying? If you're a piece of shit, fine. But you don't have to be an obvious piece of shit everywhere you go, every circumstance, every scene, at Sunday school, at church, at the grocery store. Have some fucking
It seems like people are being pushed to put that out there. Almost.
Yes.
The same vein of, don't be a man and bottle up all your feelings, share everything. It's in that same thing. It's you need to put everything out there for everybody all the time, whether it's good or bad, and screw them if they don't like it.
That's
because
such
it's
bullshit.
you get to put it out there when it should be the opposite. It's the natural thing to do. Look, when a nice old male He's been through there. This old lion, he's been the king. He's at the end of his time. He's fought off the young ones that have come to try to take his pride, but he knows that, and it's just pure instinct. He knows that he's not going to win the next fight. It is what it is. They will go away from everybody else, literally dig their own grave, and then go in there to die. Because I don't need to die in front of everybody else and have my pride, literal pride, and the lion pride, you know, be defaced there, because that shakes their confidence. That shakes the pack moving forward 100%. As it goes through there. Just like right here, if your life is completely spun out and this might be a very callous thing, I might be burning whatever here, but if you're at the end of the rope, if you are whatever, if you are the junkie that is the barnacle of society, you know, go into the corner, do your own thing there. Don't make everybody else suffer what you're suffering. You know, you are making your choices. Go do that over there.
Right. Absolutely agree with that. And it's not, that kind of stuff doesn't happen very often in human life. There's not a lot of real men anymore that will pick up, say, I'm doing more bad than I am good here. I'm going to separate myself from the situation so that everything here can keep going and not fucked up or sucking into me or pouring into me. I'm taking resources. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's, I'm too old. My son's here. He's got it. I'm going to go over here. If I starve to death, I starve to death. I probably got a couple weeks. Deuces. I love you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a blanket. I'm gonna go off in the mountains, and I'm just gonna.
That's it.
I'm gonna enjoy some peace. I'm gonna enjoy some peace.
1 week of peace before I die. Yeah, but like Chimp Empire, you remember?
Yeah.
Our boy Jackson, hardcore. You know the whole series, the beginning of it. I was like, nope, I don't like this guy. See, an episode in, I was like, okay, I get it. And by the end of it, I was like, Jackson's my fucking dude, man.
Jackson.
Right. But at the end, he gets really taken advantage of, injured beyond repair.
Spoiler alert.
And it's old. Sorry. I'm sorry. Fantastic. If you haven't seen Chimp Empire, please watch it. There's so many good reasons to watch that. But Jackson gets terribly injured, and instead of going back to his group to lick his wounds and, you know, try to get it together, he goes off into the fucking woods by himself, hides under a tree so he can die. Away from everybody so they don't see him die. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see him weak. They didn't see him all messed up. They just saw him take off. That doesn't exist in human life. You know what I mean? It's just people have.
I mean, as a kid, I had that for sports stuff. Like even, you know, something in the military, you might do that a little bit, but I really do not see that these days. And honestly, if we were a big enough entity for this to really go viral and actually people see this, there'd probably be a lot of backlash against it, you know, because of the day and age we're in. But I firmly believe everything that I've said here. I think
I don't think we've said anything out of pocket.
But I think absolutely from the lens of today,
of course, the propaganda that's pounded in your ear and what you're supposed to be mad about and the things you're supposed to believe in, well, that just doesn't line up with what we just said, now does it? How dare you go against our narrative? You're supposed to be a feminine man.
You're right. I'm very sorry.
Why aren't your nails painted? Where's your purse?
I will go get something right now to disrupt my endocrine system immediately.
You have way too much testosterone. It's toxic.
Yeah.
I feel like I rambled and ranted way too hard.
No, that was good.
I felt very firmly about everything I just said.
So I'm actually being arrested.
You're going to be arrested, okay?
Right.
Take that to the police station.
Right.
Okay, this is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page. Okay?
Oh, really? Oh, it's a Facebook crime, is it?
Did you ever watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. You know the cat from Hocus Pocus is the same cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch? The little animatronic thing?
Yeah.
Did you know that's not the only animatronic stuff that's recycled?
Yes, I did know that Zachary Banks was,
Well, you got to think, for every movie, there's a lot of money that goes into it, a lot of props that get made, all that stuff.
Sad
and then what
shit
happens
like that.
to it? Sure, some stuff gets auctioned, but most of that goes into warehouses. And whatever can be reused and recycled obviously does to save the studio's money. I think an idea that would be good, I don't have the time to do it, but a good video or series of videos would be like finding all this obscure stuff, you know, or whatever. Oh, here, this is the Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane, you know. Oh, here it is in Jingle All the Way.
Right.
Oh, here it is in Home Alone 2. You know, like just going through all the different things like that. Cause,
yeah, I've seen editors recycle clips and stuff in the same kind of form and fashion.
Right.
So, and it's the same kind of idea. It's like, I already have this thing. Let's just change the name on the front and put it over here.
well, they do that. Animators do that. Disney is one of the worst.
Oh, yes.
Almost all of their films at this point, you can look at a movie 10 years ago, look at a movie 30 years ago, and you will see whatever actions, dance move the character is doing is what this character did. It's just...
Yeah. Funny. Weird.
It's crazy how they employ so many people when it seems like a few dozen could do all the stuff that...
Oh, you know, it's funny how they just keep burning hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on fire, and somehow they just keep having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and more to burn on fire, and it doesn't affect their stocks at all, and somehow they keep pumping out shit.
Money isn't real, first of all.
What?
You need to understand that. The entire U.S. economy is 19 companies handing $7 trillion of imaginary money back and forth to each other. And I'm not saying that as some kind of hyperbole thing. I'm saying I can literally show you on paper. NVIDIA is invested this much into Amazon, which that same amount is then invested into Microsoft, which then is invested right over here to Larry Ellison. And I mean, it's just... And it's... It literally is nothing.
Rob and Peter pay Paul.
And everybody's
Peter,
churching it up. And
pay
the
Paul.
AI economy, AI bubble. Oh, let me buy into this. Let me buy into this. Let me buy into that. And it's just... We're very soon going to be at an emperor has no clothes moment, you know? Like...
What was it, 10 years ago? Not even, might have been 8 years ago, Putin came out and had a big speech and was like, yeah, every bank in the world is insolvent at this point, and that's why we're moving to do the BRICS. That's why we're moving to have our own economy backed by precious metals, gold, minerals, things like that.
So, I like that. I like that sentiment, and that's already gone into effect now. But you will have a lot of American economists that are laughing at that because if you take just gold, the majority of gold is in one particular place, allegedly, and that is in the United States of America. So that's why there's, if you're trying to have a gold-backed currency, that's cool, but we got the gold mentality. But on that same token, when's the last time we did that Fort Knox audit?
It's been a little while. I think old Elon was talking about going for a live stream, walking through there.
During the Biden era, we were shipping a lot of gold to China several times. I distinctly remember that. Several billions and billions and billions.
No, that's not what happened at all. That was.
No, I saw the documents. I saw it.
I saw the pallets of the money.
I actually did. Yes, I was stationed. I saw it.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest things during the Obama era, and there was plenty to laugh at. But when they took $5 billion in U.S. cash, put it in the back of a C-10, and sent it to Iran. They couldn't wire money because that's, our wire money transfer button didn't work today. They had to have cash. Well, what do you think they used that cash for?
I don't know.
Been a couple wars here recently.
They got vending machines over there.
Well, on the cash talk, have you seen Venezuela? Oh my God, the dumpsters full of their money. People are just throwing it around like fucking confetti.
But hold on. That sounds like American propaganda because Venezuela switch their currency to the BRIC system. So their money's worthless, but that's because they have other money.
Well,
I'm just saying, it seems
Thank you for picking up on that.
Might happen here soon. On that note, there's historical precedent for, mass seizing of gold for the United States government.
No, Roosevelt didn't do that.
No.
And FDR didn't do that. No. They didn't demand you give them gold and they give you a piece of paper because you're not allowed to have any gold because we got to fix this.
That wouldn't happen again.
No. Just like, Social Security was supposed to be for just a couple years and... taxing federally was just supposed to be for a couple years so we could pay for that First World War. If once this First World War is over, we're all done with those taxes. This is just for a little while, guys. Have we won that first war yet?
Any welfare, the largest category is illegal headed households, with 60% of them receiving U.S. federal aid.
So non-American citizens are taking up about half of the welfare in the country. Is that what you're telling me?
More than half.
Non-American citizens are taking up half of the taxpayer-funded welfare systems in the country. People who don't pay taxes and aren't citizens.
I'll give you a better way to look at it. U.S. born head of households, because that's the way they do it. So if the head of your household was born in the United States, 25% of the welfare recipients fall into that category, meaning 75% of the welfare is going to people not born in the United States. But like I said, they put this on the news, and they already showed it, and I think they were just trying to, we got big bars. People like colorful bars, and they don't look at this, and they don't
look at the words at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it seems to me that if only American citizens were receiving the welfare, that we could probably have a much more...
Well, I'm just saying 25%, that's actually a pretty easy number to work with. One might say that 3 parts or 3 times the amount that's going to this or there. So from what you just said, granted, this is very simple kindergarten level stuff, and it's a much more complex issue, but one could assume that American citizens could be getting 3 times the amount of welfare and benefits than they currently are, and not a thing would change for us
at all.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. That does.
Right. So let's think about this.
Look for a camera up there every time.
I think if people understood what we just said and actually gave a shit and pulled their head out of their ass and saw that we were giving away 75% of our money to people who don't even pay taxes here.
Stop cussing. I literally have to edit out every
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't...
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a lot of work.
I'm sorry.
It's a lot of work. I edit out every stutter you do. I have to edit out those things. I can't even type it on my phone anymore. Did you know that? You cannot type on your phone. It corrects it to something else.
Did you mean jar? Did you mean jewel?
Did you mean I'm sorry, I'm a filthy goyim? Well, I just left out a couple letters. How'd you know?
But back to my point. It would do my heart so good if people understood that 75% of the benefits that should be going to citizens that need it, people that have paid taxes, people that maybe we're doing okay and need a little bit of help right now, not somebody just sucking off the system because somebody told them to come over because it's a free ride. Maybe if we fix that part and say only citizens qualify for American welfare, I bet that'd fix some shit. And maybe that would inspire some of these immigrants to get naturalized as American citizens instead of coming here and trying to make this their country instead of assimilating into the American culture. Because that's what you're supposed to do when you immigrate to a new country. You assimilate with that country. You don't go there and wave your flag and talk about how shitty the country that you immigrated to. Oh, I hate this fucking country. Go Mexico. Go Israel.
You understand Islam. So, New York has fallen.
It's done. It's over.
What is very difficult for people to understand is you have an individual who has literally said what they are doing.
Outspokenly and proudly.
But if you say what they said, suddenly you're guilty of hate speech.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I just wanted to make sure we're with the situation.
You have a full-blown, admitted Marxist that is about to be in control of New York.
Oh, I'm not talking about just from the Marxist perspective. I'm talking about literally has stated out that his goal is to turn this into an Islamic nation. And one of the things that you do to go about that is you practice this. There's a word for it in Arabic. You do not have to follow the rules of the Quran if you are committing a jihad, if you are doing something to fulfill the greater good, which is kind of what we use to justify everything we do too. If you
Crusades? What?
Well, I was more talking about the CIA and
more recently.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
it just seems like there's this whole overarching. Everybody thinks the same way and does this evil nonsense stuff.
Yeah, the problem is that when those things come to a head, there's usually a lot of pew-pewing and...
Well, right, you got to spin everything out every now and then. It's how it's called a reset.
The great one?
There's been good ones. I don't know if it'll be great or not. It'll be decent.
Oh,
Stay tuned and we will see. On that note, the MedBeds, you remember me talking to you about that longer ago? Don't get in them.
Don't sit in them. Don't lay in them. Don't even get in the same room.
You're going to see probably as soon as the next 30 days or so, but definitely within the next 3 months, that's going to start getting pushed out. Donald Trump might have that as a solution to something that starts going wrong or whatnot. But
don't get in them.
Yeah, we'll do a deep dive on a separate episode for all those. On the quantum episode.
There's a lot of parts that make you you. We'll say that. Don't want to go fooling with that stuff.
Yeah.
Or giving that stuff away, we'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So this will be coming out right after that. We're going to see a lot of UFO action increase this week, we'll say. So that'll be what the big trendy thing is.
More pictures and videos that are just out of focus.
I don't know, there'll be stuff in focus. But then the issue will be, if it's in focus, it's clearly AI. And then
I'm pretty sure our last episode had some pretty good pictures on there of some stuff.
I mean, we can get pictures right here. It depends on what you want to see. Now you're seeing more I don't want to say non-traditional, because when you say traditional, people think more like flying saucer type stuff. When I say traditional, I mean your black triangle. What you're seeing right now are the things that are either lower key on our end or absolutely not on our end. Like just yesterday in New York, did you see the flaming crown in the sky that was like spinning and descending to there, whatever? Florida 2 nights ago, they had a bunch of lights just under the surface get up and start doing all kinds of stuff, and the Gulf was illuminated and all kinds of.
No kidding.
Yeah, and this is everyday stuff popping out there. But the immediate response to a lot of the stuff is AI, which don't get me wrong,
that's been the whole freaking deal, right? That's been, we're going to let AI and we're not going to do anything with it or regulate it for 10 years. So, all this neat stuff that comes out, people are it's AI, that's not real. Yeah, that's 100%. That's irritating to me because I obviously have archives of things that I wanted to keep a hold of that can't be changed in a place that it can't be changed.
Hold on. Do that. Print stuff out if you want to not lose it. Maybe save some stuff to a hard drive. Because whether you're concerned about a very nasty technocratic future where a lot of liberties and information is withheld from you, that might be a good thing to have. Or maybe everything gets wiped from some war or something with the sun. Have the information. It might be a good idea to print some stuff out, save some stuff out, put it in a safe place.
Yeah,
just saying. Continue, sorry.
Years ago, before I got to where I am now, even when I was just starting to scratch at stuff, I remember looking at a thing, remembering a thing, because I don't have an eidetic memory, but it's about as close as you can get. So when I see a thing or I hear a thing, that thing stays here. So younger me would see a thing, I thought that was cool, and then a week later I'd see the same thing, but it was just a little bit different. And then it was just a little bit different. And then by the time you got to it a year later, it was a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that now within minutes. You can have an original post, and then 2 minutes later, It's almost the same thing, but just a couple words are different. And then 5 minutes later, it's another place, and it's the same thing, but just a couple words are different. And by the time you get to the 7th repost, it's totally different. So, yes, if you see something you like, print it off. Save it. Don't let it just go by the wayside, because knowledge is important. So, yes, I like to keep stuff because I like to be able to refer to a thing, because they like to change stuff and they act like that was always the thing. Yeah, that's all.
Talked about standing on the porch looking out there. Talked about walking around the graveyard.
Yep.
You can also hold a candle in front of a mirror and then look at another mirror. So you're going through the reflections and through the flames. You're supposed to see your husband.
These poor women can just not get married without a good ritual, okay?
Well, you know, apple bobbing. We already said that comes from the ancient Pomona festival where they're trying to incorporate this goddess of fruit trees and all that. And part of that was the bobbing ceremony. So they actually made that competitive. And the first woman to get an apple when she's apple bobbing,
She get married.
maybe do something to spice up your Halloween festivities if you have some single ladies. Hide a chestnut, you know. Throw some apples in a bowl of water. Make it interesting. American Halloween tradition of trick-or-treating probably dates back to early All Souls Day parades in England. During the festivities, poor citizens would beg for food and families would give them pastries called soul cakes. This was in return for their promises to pay for dead family relatives. The distribution of soul cakes was encouraged by the church as it was a way to replace the ancient practice of leaving food and wine for roaming spirits. The practice, which was referred to as goin' a soulin', was eventually taken up by children who would visit the houses in their neighborhood and be given beer, food, and money. The tradition of dressing in costume for Halloween has both European and Celtic roots. Hundreds of years ago, winter was an uncertain and frightening time. Food supplies often ran low, and for the many people afraid of the dark, the short days of winter were full of constant worry. On Halloween, when it was believed that ghosts came back to the earthly world, people thought they would encounter ghosts if they left their homes. To avoid being recognized by these ghosts, people would wear masks when they left their homes after dark so that the ghost would mistake them for fellow spirits. On Halloween, to keep ghosts away from their houses, people would place bowls of food outside their homes to appease the ghost and prevent them from attempting to enter. I think a teenager wrote that with ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's true stuff in there, but there's blatantly not true stuff